Welcome to Popcorn Planet. I am Andy Signor, and oh my gosh, this story has it all, guys. The Avengers, cancel culture, Brie Larson bashing, outrage Twitter mobs, and Grace Randolph. Oh my god, I think I won the Popcorn Planet bingo. Guys, if you haven't already, please consider subscribing, smash that like button, and start commenting to increase engagement in the algorithm, because this story, I got a lot to break down. For those of you who missed the first part of this story, to understand what happened to Chris Pratt yesterday and why he was being canceled, basically, people were unhappy that he's a Trump supporter and that his religion doesn't support a community that YouTube doesn't let us say too often. They're calling him phobic because of his church. But the facts of the matter are, Chris Pratt has never endorsed a political candidate. His church actually doesn't support anti-any groups. In fact, Chris Pratt has made comments to the opposite, saying he supports whoever anybody wants to love, and he doesn't want to judge any of his fellow man. So really everything is a non-story. But of course, certain groups out there are upset because Chris Pratt has not come out to disavow and disown and say things that he's never supported in the first place. But this story is just blowing up crazier and crazier as the day has progressed, so I wanted to wait a little bit to really gather all of the intel. So let's break it down. And I'm going to start with Grace Randolph, who... Grace, this is a terrible take. Terrible take. And it just summed up so many other takes, and now she's all over internet because people are like, what is this take? I'm not touching the Chris Pratt debacle. Oh, good. You're just deciding not to cover an important story. Okay. Bottom line, the box office will decide, but based on but she is going to chime in. But based on the 2 days of trending top 10 in a row with a very negative slant, I'd advise some serious damage control. He can no longer have it both ways like he's been trying to do. What does that even mean? He can't have it both ways. He has to tell us who he politically supports. He has to unveil this. I couldn't disagree with that take more. And neither could the Avengers. Now, I got to shout out to Data Racer, who always compiles some great stuff. Make sure you're following him if you aren't always at Data Racer 117. Thank you for doing a lot of this work, saving me some time, but I want to give him proper props. But he summed up a lot of the hate online, but it starts with the Avengers that assembled to support Chris Pratt. And it all started, of course, with Robert Downey Jr. Those of you, obviously, you should know Robert Downey Jr. has been through this so many times, through his sobriety, everything else. Robert Downey Jr. was not a popular Hollywood character. In fact, Hollywood didn't want anything to do with him. People were canceled him multiple times, but he was able to rebuild and get through that. I think credit to his wife, Susan Downey, and as friend support, he has managed to become such a better person, and I admire him tremendously. And here's what he said. What a world. The sinless are casting stones at my brother, Chris Pratt, a real Christian who lives by principle. He has never demonstrated anything but positivity and gratitude. And he just married into a family that makes space for civil discourse. Talking about the Schwarzeneggers, the Kennedys, Republican Democrats that have sort of united and managed to have nice civil discourse. He's right. And just plain fact, insists on service as the highest value. If you take issue with Chris, I've got a novel idea. Delete your social media accounts. Sit with your own defects of character. Work on them. Then celebrate your humanness. Pratt, I got your back. So bravo, well said. I don't think anyone's going to say it any better than he just did. Look, I say it right there. He who casts the first stone hasn't sinned. I don't know it, but you know the gist of it. Too much judgment and assumptions, and too many demands from bullies online that are supposed to be part of groups that are all about equality and kindness and uniting everyone. No, we are empowering mobs. And it's dangerous, and we have to start fighting back. Of course, a lot of the stuff out there, we want to support. I want to support LGBT communities. Of course, there should be equality, but we shouldn't let groups like that become bullies to demand what we must say. That is where I draw the line, and I think we all need to draw the line. James Gunn also obviously been through his own cancellation. Just finding out about this nonsense. Pratt is the best dude in the world. I've spent hours and hours sharing my deepest truths with this man, as he has with me. Please stop assuming what he believes politically or in any other way because he's a Christian. Facts. A lot of people are just assuming because he's religious, he must support these people. In fact, it gets even crazier. I think, is this the... no, sorry, it was here. Josh Gad seconded. They don't get better than Pratt. And then here someone goes, Chris Pratt follows professional racist, Josh. What's the shirt he's wearing? And so, don't tread on me. And he follows of Ben Shapiro. Yeah, I follow Ben Shapiro too because I want to know what he's saying so I can report on it. Sometimes you follow people just to sort of be in the know. Doesn't mean you support their politics. We're not allowed to support conservative politics. If I'm a conservative, I can't follow liberal politics. What is this? Like, what is happening? It's insanity. James Gunn was really also getting in there, like, really with facts of like 98% of Christians, all Catholics, most Muslims, and some Jews. I was a Catholic for years. I was hoping I could have a bigger impact working for gay rights from the inside. Eventually I gave up, but it was a valid choice, and I applaud other non-bigots who do the same. But the point being, a lot of churches feel this way. So he even said, like, are you going to go after Stephen Colbert? Are you going to go after the Catholic Church? Anybody who's Catholic now? So anybody who's part of a religion now supports, any negative part that's ever been associated with said religion? I mean, this is madness. This is absolute madness. Mark Ruffalo is getting a lot of flack because Mark Ruffalo, let's be fair, has done this. He has called people out without facts because he's very liberal. And I've met him. He's a nice dude and all, but he is very vocal on his politics. Chris Pratt is not. But even Mark Ruffalo stepped out to say, Pratt is solid man as there is. I know him personally. Instead of casting aspersions, look at how he lives his life. He is just not overtly political as a rule. This is a distraction. Let's keep our eyes on the prize, friends. We are so close now. Again, he's making it political, like, liberals, back off. He's not your enemy. I've met him. He's not the enemy. Leave him alone. He's not trying to do anything. But again, I don't know if this means Ruffalo is like, yeah, I know he's not voting for Trump. It's interesting. What was the reason behind this? Because Ruffalo is definitely one of those people who has done exactly what he's criticizing the people who are after Chris Pratt. So I'm glad what he said, but Mark, come on. I hope maybe this and the hate you're getting now will show you a lesson to be more careful in the future. And then Zoe Saldana is really they are ripping her apart. No matter how hard it gets, stick your chest out, keep your head up, and handle it, Tupac. You got this, Chris Pratt. Your family, friends, colleagues, and everyone who's ever crossed paths with you knows your heart and your worth. And then, as I showed, Josh Gad, who's not an Avenger. He's Olaf, though. He seconded it. They don't get better than Chris Pratt. So here they all were. And, man, people weren't having it. People came out of the woodwork to destroy him. And so this stuff in here, I don't want to get I'm not going to zoom in too much because there's some profanities and stuff, but hitting up Mark Ruffalo. I hate you and your friends so much. You rich, white, hetero, annoying bees, just shut the F up. Another person, I am once again reminded that men are trash. Counterpoint, you and your friend can eat S. Silence is violence, and he's not even beyond silent. He's spoken on the wrong effing side, my dude. These are all people who are hitting up Mark Ruffalo. Seriously, shut the F up. I just want white men to start shutting the F up. The way white men go out of their way to defend phobic friends. He supports a literal fascist white pessimist. I don't care if he's not overly political. Associating yourself with someone like that is violent. So F you and him. Eat horse S. I mean, guys, you're getting the. This goes on and on. Shut up, B. Man, shut the F up. I hate white men. What is wrong with you, stupid effing idiot? Man, I just want to follow this crowd. Don't you? This crowd's getting stuff done. And that's all the people who came after Mark Ruffalo. And then they came after Zoe Saldana. You're a nasty biracial woman. You will die. Shut your COO. I'm not going to finish it. A up. F you then. Don't you know you're black? I mean, this is awful. This is awful. Girl, shut the F up. Black and stupid. Effing. Look, I don't even want to keep saying all this. Of course, it's the Dominican. Something about monkeys. I mean, this gets abhorrent. This is the base that's fighting for the things because Chris Pratt's an awful person. It just keeps going. So you guys are getting the point. Over and over again, these people are coming out of the woodwork to attack with lots of likes. This guy right here, his church is anti-LBGT. That is extremely political at a time when people's rights and freedoms and very lives are at stake. That's how I see him living his life. People, you are in a position, Mark, where you can talk to your friend about his actions in action. Change his mind because there aren't allowed to be other viewpoints. He's not allowed to be religious and believe and have that be a choice of his because higher up, the parent company of his church did something that support. Oh my God. Chris Pratt has come out and said he supports anybody loving whoever they want to love, no judgment. He has said it. It's never enough. It is never enough. And now, no, condemn this. And then once he does that, what are they going to do? No, now you got to condemn this. No, now you got to condemn this. I mean, it's sickening. This isn't okay. And then to make matters worse, to make matters even crazier, the spin has now gone to this. which is hilarious to me. Where was this energy when Brie Larson was massively harassed for months just for advocating for diversity? And they all knew about it. Suddenly, Chris Pratt gets some criticism, and they all come to his defense. The bar is hell. Many people have already pointed out the sheer hypocrisy of this defense, given spelled wrong, how silent they were after Brie Larson was viciously attacked by literal hate mobs. Hey, Kaylee, they're doing it right now to everybody. They were vicious hate mobs, but the distraction BS here is so offensive. Mark, worst Chris's own church is con therapy. Not you defending his effing phobic MAGA, being silent about Brie Larson getting harassed to death last year. Literally F you. So because he didn't come out and say exactly what they wanted and support Brie Larson, who wasn't being accused of any of the things Chris Pratt is. Let's be clear. Totally different. Yeah, there were sexist people coming forward, and there was a lot of takes about the Avengers hates her. They might hate her. Maybe that's why they're not defending her. Maybe she was off-putting, right? Is that a reality? Are they not allowed to dislike her? Maybe they didn't like the persona that she's admitted she has, that she sometimes does. I don't know. I know Don Cheadle did come to her defense. Some of the Avengers did come to her defense, as I recall. They did. So, look, this is nonsense. This is nonsense what's going on. And a bravo to the Avengers who've come forward. I stand with them and Chris Pratt, as we all should. Because, look, until Chris Pratt says something offensive, until he actually says something against a group, which we can then see and actually comment on, there's no story here. There's no story. The only story here is the hate mob that is just disgusting. This mob of people is disgusting. A lot of blue check marks. Kaylee, Kat, all of you guys should be ashamed of yourself for doing exactly what you're criticizing they did to Brie Larson. Because we don't agree politically is what it's about. Because we're not condemning the things we have to condemn. No, I'm sick of this. We do not bow down to mobs. It's not okay. Until someone says, I'm against this group is bad, or in any shape of that form, they don't have to do anything. They owe you nothing. Until they're out there actually being a negative force on a group. You can't demand anything from them. Enough. And this is why there's boiling up a massive problem of toxicity and people who don't want to support these communities because of bullies like this. I hear it from people. I don't even want to get involved. Oh man, F this. And it's like, it's so scary because look, let's talk about religion, right? There's a lot of effed up stuff in a lot of religions. James Gunn is right. Catholic Church, priests, etc. So does this mean anybody who goes to Catholic Church is batting a blind eye towards what priests have done? Is that what that means now? I mean, if you want to be guilty by association, throw everything away. Anything you've ever watched, anything you eat, it is all connected to something bad. I guarantee you. Somebody worked with somebody who did something terrible, or some corporation gave money to some corporation that you don't believe in. Everything is connected. And so the bottom line is you're all hypocrites. And I would if I had the time, I would spend it all day long going and proving every one of these haters wrong by showing that they support something terrible as well. Just because guilty by association is such a dangerous thing, and enough is enough. So good on these Avengers who stepped up and they know the man, and they were quick to put their name out there and the mob to do this. And to the folks like Grace Randolph saying, oh, he can no longer have it both ways. He has to do damage control. No, he doesn't. In fact, Chris, don't say anything. Do not give in to them. It takes a powerful person to stay silent. It takes a very powerful person to wait for the mob to die down and move on to the next target. But they always do. They eventually give up. Sure, there'll be some stragglers here and there, whatever, but be the better person. Don't give in to the hate. Don't give in to what they want and fuel their fire. No, it's wrong. And Ellen Page, I know you meant good, but look what you did. You literally came out with a tweet, which then made headlines, and now you've defined who Chris Pratt is. Instead of reaching out to try and have a conversation, instead of trying to do the better thing that everyone's telling Mark Ruffalo what he should have done, you attacked his character, and you made assumptions about his political leanings and other things. And you tarnished his reputation. And now, every once in a while, it gets kicked back up because Chris Pratt is a monster. I mean, that is disgusting. It is disgusting. And so I can't stand for it. So please make sure you get this video out there so people know the truth about this story and they know to support this until we get actual comments from Chris Pratt. I got no beef with Chris Pratt. Chris Pratt made comments. You can again see it in that first video. I'll put it at the end of this video. He made comments very clear that he supports anybody can love anybody, no judgment. And that is what I believe, and that's what we all should believe. There's no war here. Stop making this a thing. Twitter. Don't pick. There's no side to pick, Grace. It's ridiculous. And anybody like that? Enough is enough. Stop forcing your beliefs on other people. Stop demanding things. My goodness. If you like what you hear here, please consider subscribing. Hit that subscribe button. It's going to be right here in a second as well. Hit that subscribe button. You can also check out some of these other videos here. You can follow me on social media. Please support this channel best way you can. You can also hit my Linktree link down below and support in other ways by joining and becoming a member. We do a lot of other cool member exclusive stuff here. And we're live every Tuesday and Thursday night. So thanks to all of you who already support. Those of you who've been watching or on the fence, come on, join the Popcorn Planet family. A lot of growing here. So excited to have you guys all be a part of it. Thanks so much for watching. Have a good day, everybody.